Hey guys, good to stop by. And so today, amongst all the chaos, we're gonna make a quick dish. This one I got from 365 of Slow Cooking Instant Recipes, and it begged the question in my mind is, what is a casserole? Because this is called a casserole, and it is a after church casserole. And the thought process behind this dish was something quick and easy, and this is, it has 5 ingredients. It takes about 20 minutes to make total. Most of that is in the pot, and it's filling. And those are the things I look for the most part on dishes. Not so much healthy as it filling. Will it stick with you? Things of that nature. But it is called an after church casserole. And in my mind, casserole is in a 9x13 cooked in the oven. Usually lots of cheese and something filling in it, a pasta, sauce shells, Doritos, something that, to me, and it has layers. That's my mind. This doesn't really fit any of that. It's noodles, it's meat, it's sauce, it's cheese. It's got cheese. Oh, it's cheese. So the definition of casserole, according to the dictionary, is anything cooked in an oven. Can be considered in an oven, in a dish, can be considered a casserole. So does that mean that we've opened up a new realm of casseroles specifically for the Instant Pot? But anyhow, what do you think about that? Just throwing that out there. So that being said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. If you get something out of this video, check out some of my other ones. If you're returning, one of my new subscribers, thank you. Welcome back. Hands down, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That helps us out in the algorithm, keeps the channel growing. Comments are always welcome. I respond to each and every one of them, and they're just as vital to the algorithm and us growing as a neighborhood, or community, I should say, than the like, subscribe, and share. Hands down. And all I ask with comments, because I do respond to all of them, is be nice. Think before you type, right? It's okay to disagree with somebody, but be polite doing it. If not, your comment will get erased, and I will do my best to ensure that you never comment on my channel again. But that being said, not that I've had to do that a whole lot, maybe a couple people in all the years I've been doing this. Just an FYI. So anyhow, that being said, why don't we jump down here to the countertop, and we will get started on this dish. All right, hold on for me just 1 second. Okay, so first ingredient we have, or first thing we need to do with this is we're going to go ahead and turn our Instant Pot on, and I'm going to use the sauté sear option and then hit start, and I'm going to wait for this to warm up just a little bit. Okay, now that we got that nice and warmed up in there, I can feel the heat coming off of it. That's one thing I will say, these do heat up pretty quick. I got 1 pound of ground sausage. And use your favorite sausage. Or I suppose you could even use turkey or something of that nature, whatever you like. If you used hamburger, it would almost just be regular spaghetti in my mind, almost. But I'm using a sausage. I'm just using I think it's Mountaineer sausage. It's not the cheapest sausage at the grocery store, but it's by no means the most expensive. And to be honest with you, I think, and Chris agrees with me, we think it has great flavor. For not being a high-end name brand sausage, at least not here. It's not, Jimmy Dean's good, Bob Evans is good, but they're not, this is right up there with them at a third the cost. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get this browned, and then we can move on. Alright, so now that our sausage is all browned and crumbled, right, it's in little pieces. Next thing we have to do to this is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. That's 480 milliliters, and that was 1 pound of sausage at 454 grams. So we're going to go ahead and add this into it real quick, and then this way we can take that, and we're just going to get any of the burnt stuff off of there. Now, if you have excess grease in there from your sausage, go ahead and you can just discard that. You know, go ahead and pour it out of your pot. Yeah, and depending on how much it is, you may be able to just use a paper towel and stick it down in there and dab it out. But you don't want that, you know, a whole lot of extra grease. That just didn't have a whole lot in it, so I didn't even fuss. And I'm okay with that. So now that we did that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my Instapot off. Maybe. There we go. There we go. And we're gonna do some layering of things. So I have 8 ounces, well, 2 more things to be exact. I have 8 ounces, a half a pound, 226 grams of just regular old spaghetti noodles. Now I'm gonna break every law known to man and break these in half. And I'm gonna lay them in here just scattered. You know, you want them crisscross. So get them in there crisscrossed and all willy-nilly, haphazardly. Here, I'll show you real quick. We are right just like such. Yeah, so that way, see how they're just going every which direction. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is behind that, other than it may have something to do with the way they cook. Like I've said before, I'm still fairly new to the whole instant pot thing, so you know, bear with me. I'm learning as you learn and we go, for the most part. I do have some thoughts on the Instant Pot though, but we'll talk about those here in a second. So we got our noodles in there, and then the last thing we're going to add for this minute is a jar of spaghetti sauce. Now, if you're using store-bought, it's the small 25-ounce jars, quart jar, yeah, about a quart jar, but it's the smaller of the spaghetti sauce jars. I'm using my own, so it's not really, mine's 32 ounces, you know, or a quart of sauce. I'm not going to let 6 ounces of sauce go to waste, but you just want to go ahead and pour that over the top of our noodles, and then we can just go ahead after that and put our lid on. So we're using the pressure canning lid, or the pressure lid, or pressure cooking. So we'll go ahead and get this on there. Maybe, there we go. Flip it on, make sure it's locked. We're gonna make sure that our vent knob is closed. And seeing how this is the only Instapot style thing I own, I'm assuming they're pretty much all the same. But you want to make sure it's not on vent and it's sealed. And then we'll go ahead and turn it back on. We'll do Instapot as soon as I find it again. Pressure high, and then we're going to do 4 minutes. So you want your pressure on high for your Instapot. 4 minutes, and then we're going to start. Alright, so our timer just went off for the 4 minutes, and I was sitting here thinking about this while I was waiting on this to preheat and then go through its 4 minutes. How long does it take to make this non-Instapot? If I were to just use a skillet to brown the sausage in, while using a pot to make the water in, and then adding it all together, putting the sauce in with the sausage along with the chicken broth, you know, or adding all that together after I brown the sausage, and then putting the noodles on top, you know, making it just like we would in the Instant Pot, but on a stovetop. Would it take longer, or is the convenience in it's all in one thing? But anyhow, that was just things I was thinking about. I think it's the honest thing. So now what we're going to do, now that the timer's gone off, we're going to let this go for 10 minutes under pressure. That way we can finish cooking. When that's done, we can take the lid off and eat, hopefully. I mean, it's going to be, well, we got one more step to do, but then we can eat right after that. But it's going to be blazing hot, that I know for certain. But anyhow, when I come back, we'll finish up the process and try some. All right, see you here in a second. Okay, so, excuse me. 10 minutes has just gone by, so the first thing we're going to do, and you want to be careful, don't put your hand over the top of this because it's going to shoot steam out, although I'm sure most of you know that. It took me one time to find that out, so we'll go ahead and kick that and let all the steam out. Okay, so pressure's gone, no longer the pin is dropped, just it's like canning really. Pressure's been released, pin is dropped, so now we're safe to take our lid off. We want to go ahead and take our lid off. We do that away from us, right? That way all that steam coming out doesn't hit us in the face. That's a bad thing. So we have to set that down. And there is our dish in all its glory, right? We're gonna give it a good stir up here real quick. I know it smells fantastic, but we still got one more ingredient to put in, and it won't take 2 seconds. You know, so we got, I have a cup of cheddar cheese right here, and they said a cup of cheddar, to put half of it in the dish and give it a good stir, and then you'll put the other half on top when you serve it. And I'm not going to try to grab that piece right there, so we'll go ahead and get half of it in right there. Now, I personally would think that you would want more cheddar cheese than that on the top. So we'll give that a good stir in, and then I'm gonna let this sit for just a couple minutes because I can feel the heat radiating off of this. But when I come back, we will give this bad boy a try. All right, see you here in a second. Okay, so let it sit for a couple minutes and cool down. It just was screaming heat and melt your face off, and we don't want that, not in our mouths, that could hurt. But I went ahead and got it in a bowl, got some cheese put on, and as you probably can see, it's still steaming pretty solid even after about 5 minutes of sitting there. But at the same time, you know, man, can't wait forever to eat. So let's go ahead and I'll stir this cheese in, because why not? Which then makes wonder, why can't you just dump all the cheese in at once and call it a day, right? I mean, I guess unless you want it to look pretty, you know, on top, you know, but I don't know. I know that bad boy's hot. Let me grab a towel real quick, put it underneath there. Woohoo! Yep, so anyhow, that being said, let's give this bad boy a try and see how we did. Okay. That, my friends, is solid. I was a little leery. You know, I mean, here's what I was mostly leery about. I couldn't wrap cheddar cheese and tomato sauce in my head together. Cheddar cheese and initially spaghetti. It's spaghetti noodles with sausage and spaghetti sauce. And granted, it's got chicken broth in it too. But cheddar cheese. I, for whatever reason, couldn't get my head around it. That's really good, hands down. And altogether, it took 22 minutes to make. I'm gonna try to eat one more bite real quick. No, I'm not. It's too hot. Yep, I'm gonna let that cool. But all the same, it took 22 minutes to make total. And that was with letting it sit, putting the cheese in, letting it melt, and getting us to this point. 22 minutes start to finish. So it's less than 30 minutes. Great weeknight meal. It did only take one vessel. I think that's my biggest thing for it. Only because I don't know how well it would work if you used a cast iron. Try to put all that in a cast iron and set your noodles on top of it. We've done it before. It's a cowboy spaghetti, I believe. Texas cowboy spaghetti. It's in my playlist. I'll either throw it up here at the end or link it down below or both. But it's one of my more popular meals. But you literally just lay the spaghetti on top, throw the lid on it, and the steam does the rest. And it's an amazing dish. If you haven't checked that out, where have you been? Because you know, it's one of my biggest viewed videos. But anyhow, it made me wonder. That's what got me thinking initially about all that. Along with the fact just sitting here watching the time, but be curious to see, give it a try. But anyhow, this in and of itself, 22 minutes, you can't argue that. One pot, you can't argue that. You put the only other, there's no other, I have no other dishes, you know, at all, other than the jar that my spaghetti sauce came in, and most people just throw that away because it's store-bought. So anyhow, give this a try. I don't think you're gonna be disappointed at all. No, I know you're not, because I really like that. That's good. I just gotta wait on it to cool down because it's really wanting to melt my face. Tomorrow for dessert, I have no clue. None at all. But I'm sure it'll be tasty all the same. I've got a couple ideas actually. We're still rolling with the 5 things that I wanted to make. And we've got a couple of them knocked out so far. So we still have the water pie to make, a apple caramel cake to do, and I can't remember what the third one is, but it's gonna be delicious. I guarantee it. I have them all written down. But anyhow, I'm gonna get this over to the table so me and Abby and Chris can eat. And until tomorrow for dessert, I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else that you love them and you love them very much. It's gonna make them feel special. It's gonna make them smile, even if they didn't really need to hear it. It's gonna make you smile and feel good just to tell them that. You know, if you make them some of this after church casserole, I guarantee it's gonna put a smile on their face and lead to hours of conversation. And there's enough there, really. You could invite the neighbors over or somebody you haven't talked to in a while, you know, and just say hello again. You know, food is always a great reason to get in contact with somebody and, you know, rekindle an old friendship or start a new one. So anyhow, till tomorrow for dessert, I'll see you then. I love you. See you later. Bye-bye.